Hi there. I am not sure if anyone can hear me. This is my first time live, and I just recovered from a little bit of a disease, and I wanted to try something new out, like live broadcasting, and I have no idea how this works. And if anyone hears me, I see here that there are 4 viewers. I didn't expect to see anyone since this is the first time. 2 viewers. Can anyone tell me if they can hear me? Okay. So let's speak a little bit about this new moon in Taurus. It's happening in an earth sign, and it's pretty well aspected actually, and that's unusual because most new moons have been and full moons have been quite difficult lately, and this new moon happening tomorrow is trining Pluto, trining Mars, sextiling Chiron, and Uranus is going into Taurus as well, and this is a big change, of course, for everyone. And Taurus is an earth sign. It's about money, it's about wealth, it's about self-worth. And Capricorn is about authority and power. But it depends now. I believe that Aries will have some beneficial effects of this new moon because it will affect their second house of income, trining planets in their 10th house, and therefore positive changes taking place, and financial goals are being achieved. There's a lot of ambition, a lot of energy surrounding this new moon in Taurus. And let's check also out an archetype card for the sign of Aries for this new moon. Let's see what shows up here. Goddess. So definitely this is a good new moon. This archetype card for Aries is the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. And therefore this is a creative new moon as well, and it creates lots of abundance thanks to creativity. And when it comes to Taurus, of course, it affects the first house of personality. It's a personal new moon for the sign of Taurus, and it trines Mars and Pluto in the 9th house, which is about thinking. How do you see yourself? What are your plans for the future? Is there something new to learn? And I believe that there is a lot of energy here. International contacts with others can be quite beneficial. There is more to learn, and also applying knowledge becomes more important. And Uranus moves into Taurus, and Uranus is all about brilliance, and it's also about new things, and therefore you will encounter new ways of thinking, new ways of being, and everything that is new technology. And this new moon in Taurus is a great new moon for you, because you can set a mental goal, you can put out an intention, you can get in touch with new people from other countries maybe, or start some international endeavor, and a new doing something new, thinking something new, and so on. So let's see what archetype card shows up for Taurus for this new moon. Engineer. So it's very much about practical solutions as well, ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. So it's all about finding a practical use for everything that you know. And maybe that's what Uranus in Taurus is also about, finding, maybe you know lots of things, but now you can apply your knowledge as well, find new ways, new creative ways, apply your knowledge so that you can have something practical out of it, but also finding mechanistic solutions sometimes is not good to find mechanistical solutions for like everything, especially when you have to take into regard ethical issues and so on. So when it comes to Gemini will have this new moon in Taurus affecting their 12th house of secret seclusion, things going on behind the scenes. So there is new understanding, new insight coming with this new moon, and maybe you find the answer, the ultimate answer to a question. You could also realize something. You find inner balance, inner strength in a whole different way. Uranus will enter you, or Uranus, I'm not pronouncing it correctly, will also ingress your 12th house, secret seclusion, things going on behind the scenes, but also faraway countries. But the 12th house is also very much about private matters, private life, and also personal development, because of the many insights coming to us whenever we have energies in the 12th house, and also the ability to focus on those very personal things that we always push aside. And there is new insights coming with this new moon, and also the ability to integrate this new insight into your personality and possibly become wiser, more mature, and so on. So let's check out an archetype card for the sign of Gemini as well. Gemini, you have athletes. So there is a lot of the ability to overcome physical boundaries, being stronger than you think that you are. And also, of course, maybe a man, very athletic man, might play an important role around this time. So in its light attribute, athlete is about dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower, and strengths of spirit. So it's very much about this 12th and 8th house interaction, personal willpower, strengths of spirit, but also the ability to have inner control, and also to have sometimes outer control by seeing what's hiding behind or beneath the surface. You can use it to your own advantage. When it comes to the sign of Cancer, the new moon in Taurus affects the 11th house of groups and friendships and social life, trining Mars, Pluto in the 7th house of relationships. So new relationships, new groups, new social opportunities might show up with this new moon, the ability to cooperate with others and finds people that think alike, that want the same thing that you do, and having new positive developments in social life, also drawing people to you, having some type of social influence, social power, a power to persuade others, to inspire others, to motivate others, and to work with others, and possibly even new people showing up in your life. And Uranus entering your 11th house of groups and friendships can also mean new things happening in social life, meeting new people, brilliant people, or just new people from all over the place. And let's check out an archetype card for Cancer for this new moon. And you have Advocate. And this is also about speaking out, or speaking out for the sake of nature, human rights, animal rights, and so on. Inspires you to put compassion into action. So it's very much maybe about joining others because you have a cause in mind, be it environment, be it some other purpose. So let's go to Leo. Taurus is your 10th house of career, status, reputation. It's about authority, about the sense of control you have over your own life as well. And sometimes when the moon is in the 10th house and you want something done, if there are good aspects to the moon, then everything runs smoothly. You get things done according to plan. And when there are stressful aspects, it's very difficult to get your children or your pets or other people to go along with whatever you want to achieve that day. So it's a little bit difficult to take control over life. And with Taurus, your 10th house, there could be concerns also regarding career, your future plans, and the changes that you need to make. Like right now, if I count from my Leo sun sign, the 10th house being Taurus, I am trying to make my website more secure because of new regulations, new rules, and that's what I'm concerned with. And it's a very long process and it's very difficult, but it's also an image that I do have, with my website, because now Google requires it, and it has to be secure, and it's all about changing lots of links, and it's not working, and so on. But this new moon is still promising because it trines Pluto, trines Mars in the 6th house of work and health for Leo. So there's a lot of ambition, motivation, and drive, not giving up, and maybe eventually finding a solution. And Uranus in the 10th house could also create new projects, new, or maybe some changes in regard to career, and trying out new things, new technologies, new apps, new technological platforms, or whatever it might be. And also finding brilliant ways of innovating whatever you are doing, and maybe you are bored with same old. And Uranus in Taurus in the 10th house could maybe bring something new. Let's check out an archetype card for the sign of Leo for this new moon in Taurus tomorrow in the 10th house. So your card is Judge. And it says in its light attribute, it's about balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. So again, it's about power, it's about control, it's about the control you have over your own life, but also don't try to control others. Maybe in a shadow attribute, it's about offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. So it could also represent, of course, other people in your life. Maybe you have problems with somebody that is criticizing you too much, or you could criticize others, but it's still about when you judge somebody, you have the power to affect this person. Maybe if you have official power, you can affect somebody's real life circumstances, but otherwise through criticism, through other things, you can affect somebody's self-esteem, let's say, or somebody can affect your self-esteem. So justice, it's about finding balance. It's about ruling or judging with compassion, and also fair distribution of power. It depends. Could be some outside force, could be you, or a combination of the two. And when it comes to Virgo, Taurus is your 9th house, and will try this new moon in Taurus in your 9th house will trine Pluto and Mars in your 5th house of creativity, and therefore moon could be about applying new ideas in creative ways, having some fun, visiting some new places, meeting some new people, trying out some new creative tool, maybe even online, learning to express yourself creatively in a new way. And of course, Uranus moving into Taurus in your 9th house could mean brilliant new ideas, learning about completely new things you haven't thought about previously, and also not limiting yourself, releasing maybe even some old thought passions, but also never during the next 7-8 years, you will not stop learning. You will just continue to learn and learn and learn new things. You'll be unstoppable, and you will become much smarter, of course. So let's check out an archetype card for Virgo for this new moon in Taurus. Artist. So it's all about the trines to Pluto, Mars in your 5th house of creative self-expression, children, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the 5 senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. So definitely you will get more new creative ideas, and new ways of inspiring people, and maybe even teaching through being creative, expressing yourself creatively and making a point. And the next sign is Libra, and in your case, it's the 8th house of inner transformation, of personal power, of sexuality, pregnancy. So this new moon will trine Pluto and Mars in your 4th family. So this new moon is all about reaching that place of safety, of inner security, where you feel powerful, you feel that you are in control, but a place from which you feel confident that you can also affect others in some sense, could be other family members. This is also a house of, I see it as a house of investments, even if others see it as a house of loans and debts, and money we get through others, and so on. So it depends, maybe some passive income through property or dividends from investments, I don't know, or old money showing up from the past. the fourth house is also a little bit about the past. Otherwise, it's just about this is a new moon of finding new security within and new self-confidence. So let's check out an archetype card for the sign of Libra for the new moon in Taurus, and you will have Uranus also going into Taurus, into your eighth house, meaning that there will be a inner shake-up taking place, changing you from within, finding new ways of expressing your inner power, not being maybe so dependent on this or that for emotional security, but finding a little bit more freedom, not realizing that you don't always need to feel safe. So let's check out an archetype card for Libra for the new moon in Taurus. It says Queen. That sounds good. We have a female here, radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So maybe that's what this new moon in the eighth house connects to the fourth house of home and family is about. Could be a mother figure, of course, in your surroundings that is taking care of the family. Could be you protecting others, protecting your family, your tribe, and having the type of authority at the same time that is benevolent. And in its shadow attribute, it's about becoming arrogant when somebody's challenging your authority and being controlling and too demanding. But nonetheless, Queen is about power. It's about inner power. It's about being able to even protect others and to be like a queen, to treat yourself like a queen. So let's go over to Scorpio. Your seventh house is affected by this new moon in Taurus. So you'll have a new relationship or a positive change when it comes to relationships, new partnerships, new discussions, meetings with new people, being able to cooperate with others, to negotiate properly, and just in general positive changes in social life. Uranus will enter Taurus, your seventh house of relationships. So during the next 7-8 years of your life, you will meet so many new people, and you will learn from them. You will free yourself from the concept that you have to stick to your own people, your own group, maybe, and being open. And even if you don't want to, you will have the opportunity to constantly meet new people. Maybe not everyone will stay in your life, but there will be plenty of people to choose from, to learn from, to be inspired from, and so on. So let's check out the archetype card for this new moon in Taurus for the sign of Scorpio. Your card is visionary. So you have a psychic here almost on this card, and it says in its light attribute, it's about the capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. And it's basically a good card because this new moon will help you to see things, to be ahead of others, so to speak. You will see things that other people do not see, be it trends in the world, be it patterns that are evolving, or other things. And maybe you can also set trends for others. You can see something that others don't see, so you will be first ahead of your time in some sense. So maybe that's what your Uranus in the 7th house involving other people is. It's about being ahead a little bit of the crowd, a little bit ahead of your time, ahead of others, other people, being different, being unique, being a genius among commoners. So you'll have great new ideas, but you maybe you'll be a little bit more inventive, and you can use this inventiveness in some sense professionally as well. And let's check out. I'm not sure about this chat, if it's working or not, if it's supposed to work or not. And so let's check out the next sign. And the next sign is the sign of Sagittarius, which is possibly my rising. And the new moon in Taurus affects the 6th house of work and health, trining Mars and Pluto in the 2nd house of income. So there are promising new beginnings when it comes to work and projects, new projects starting, maybe improving your financial situation, making more money, and not giving up, starting a new business maybe. And also whatever is beginning around this time will go pretty well. Uranus entering the 6th house of work and health could mean that you are beginning to exercise, run. Uranus is about speed. You could use technological equipment to improve your health, monitor your health, and so on. I would need some exercise actually myself. I have been under the weather, and it's about maybe starting working with new things, trying out new things, finding new interests, starting new kinds of projects that you haven't started previously, getting a whole new job, and things like that. And let's check out your archetype for this new moon in Taurus for Sagittarius, Sun sign, rising, moon sign. I keep getting the engineer card, which showed up for Taurus as well. It's just jumping out again and again. It's engineer is very much about finding practical solutions and using knowledge in practical ways, finding a practical expression for everything that you know, and also talent for designing anything. So let's also, maybe you have to fix something important around this new moon in Taurus. Maybe you need an engineer, somebody with special knowledge that can help you, or maybe you are the engineer. But let's also check out another archetype for you, Sagittarius. Let's see what God shows up. And God is about male power, the ultimate male power, benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. So it's very much about recognizing the God in you, but also the God in others. And it's about realizing that you are a spiritual creature. Maybe it's something because of problems and everything happening, you forgot about it, about your divine origin, and also realize that everyone else is has the same life force, the same divine life force within themselves, and don't doubt yourself, because you are a God in a physical body in this 3D world. And but in general, this God archetype is also about ultimate male dominance. So there could be an important person around you that has a tremendous influence over other people, over your own life. And this person can use physical attractiveness or authority that they might have, like formal authority they could use to get what they want, to enslave others, to manipulate others, and so on. So this is the shadow god attribute. So let's go on to the sign of Capricorn, and let's see the new moon in Taurus for the sign of Capricorn would be possibly your fifth house, right? Fifth house of creativity, fun, children. And this is a great new moon because you are so excited. You are so powerful. You are so full of yourself and full of it. Mars and Pluto trine the new moon in the sign of Taurus. So you have that need to express yourself, to get things done. And there's a lot of motivation and drive. And there's a lot of creative energy as well. And Uranus entering the fifth house, you will want to date new people. You won't think so much about tomorrow. You will want to create new things. And you will want to have a new adventure anytime. And you will feel probably a bit freer when it comes to self-expression in general. And if you are young and in love, maybe you suddenly want to have a child on your own, or you want to be single with children, even not necessarily in a long-term relationship, or but otherwise Uranus is about something new things, new projects, new love, new attitude, new optimism, new happiness, and so on. So let's check out an archetype card for the sign of Capricorn for the new moon in Taurus. Your card is King. So almost all signs got this very powerful cards. So you are the king in your own little kingdom. And in its light attribute, King is about enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. And King is something that you are born into, and it's not something that you acquire. So you are already a king in your own kingdom, and it's something that you have inherited. You have it in your genes, and it's not something you have to strive to become. We are all kings and queens in our little world, and this is also how we should be. And of course, this king can also have its shadow attribute, and it could also be somebody else that has power because of authority, because of social status, or the family they are born into. And it could be about excessive feeling of entitlement, rulership without restraint. But most likely it shows up in its light attribute. It's you claiming your own kingdom and realizing that you are the king of your life, of your own little world, and you can do what you want. You can have any rule that you want, of course, as long as you don't hurt other people and you try to benefit those that you are affecting. If you want to affect other people, it's better to benefit them, to do something good for them, to trying to control them, to take things away from them, and so on. And the next sign is Aquarius. And the new moon in Taurus is going to affect your 4th house of home and family. And this new moon will trine Mars and Pluto in your 12th house of secret seclusion, things going on behind the scenes. So maybe some family secret shows up. Maybe there is a change of residence or a change in how you feel regarding your family, your home, your past, your roots, and so on. But it's all positive. And it's also about giving personal matters, private matters, a little bit more attention and having the space and the opportunity to do so. And let's see, Uranus will move into Taurus. Maybe there will be changes in family life, new people entering your family because of marriage, because of birth, moving home, moving to a new home, buying new property, and so on, all with Uranus in Taurus during the next 7-8 years. Lots of changes when it comes to family, to how you view your roots even, and so on, and home. Let's see an archetype card for the sign of Aquarius. I got 2 cards for you, and I'm going to show you both. First one is detective, and this is about great powers of observation and intuition. And the 12th house is of course a little bit about detective work, desire to seek out the truth. It's about revelations. The 12th house is about insight, and of course in its negative attribute, it's about hidden enemies. The 12th house, voyeurism and falsifying information. So your power of observation, of finding out the truth, are heightened around this time of the new moon in Taurus. And you have also the heroine archetype for this new moon, passion for a journey of personal empowerment. So through doing your detective work, through observation, through finding insights and finding the truth, finding out the truth and accepting it, and so on, you can go on a journey of personal empowerment. Otherwise, hero is of course about maybe climbing a new mountain in the figurative sense. It's about standing up for something, trying to save yourself, and in the process saving others, showing others the way to self-empowerment and freedom and reaching goals and whatever it might be. Let's check out Pisces. Pisces, this new moon is happening in your 3rd house of communication and interaction, which is about phone calls, neighbors, brothers and sisters, and also written communication and emails. So some of you are trying to express yourself around this new moon, but you could also form new contacts with people and maybe meet new people. And you could get in touch with new groups of people or making new friends, reaching out to others. Mars and Pluto are in Capricorn in your 11th house of friends. So some of you might write an email or you might start with a newsletter, or you could write an email to an organization, let's say, or you are just speaking out regarding some things that matter to you and address a group of people. My moon is in Pisces, so maybe this hangout or live broadcast is a little bit about what this new moon in Taurus is for my Pisces moon, who knows. speaking to a group of people live, and this is the first time I'm trying this out. And Uranus in your third house of communication and interaction will probably teach you how to communicate in new ways. You will search for new information, learn new things. The third house is also about new things. Communicate differently, maybe through new technology, and also creating new contacts, meeting new people, having strangers call you up, wanting to talk to you, share ideas, and so on, and maybe even getting in touch with some brilliant people, but also being brilliant in the way you communicate. So if somebody says something to you, you could answer in a very brilliant, very fascinating way when it comes to your communication, having those smart answers all the time. And let's also check out an archetype card for this new moon in the sign of Pisces, the Taurus. I'm sorry, I'm getting tired now. New moon in Taurus for Pisces. Let's check this out. It says Midas Miser for Pisces. And in its light attribute, it's about entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn old, delight in sharing life's riches. And its shadow attribute, it's about holding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. So realize that you have everything within you that you need to create. You have intelligence, you have feelings to know right from wrong. You have the ability to communicate. You have energy that you can use to work. There's lots of skills and resources within you, and you can turn anything into gold. You can find a solution, a practical solution for everything. And therefore, you don't have to be, you don't have to have the fear of loss. You don't have to be afraid to share your feelings, because you believe that they will be hurt. If you have something to say to somebody, just say it. I love you. I hate you. I don't like this. I love that in you, and so on. And you don't have to. Of course, people could take it in the wrong way if they are very sensitive, but then they have to resolve their own issues as well. If they are too sensitive, then they should work a little bit on themselves, because it's life. You get, you have to take the good and the bad. And this is everything. I only see here 12, 13 viewers for this live, my first live broadcast, but I can't thank you enough for being here, and I can't wait to check what it looks like. And I'm not sure if any chat worked here, or maybe nobody wrote anything. I don't know if it worked, but I'm going to check it out. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.